Shot clock at 6. George, step back 3. Bang! Paul George from downtown, and the Clippers take an 8-point lead. Timeout, Dallas. Big bucket from George, now with 27 points.
One of Paul George's 4 threes on the night as he concludes with 27 and a victory for the Los Angeles Clippers against the Dallas Mavericks. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Ro Parrish. You are now watching Playoff Central Live, and I got to bring in my homies with me. In fact, 3D Dennis Scott, Gary Payton, the Hall of Famer. The Clippers win this game. We saw that. However, Luka, the Don, playoff debut, 42 points, the most points ever scored in a debut by an NBA player. 3D, watching Luka in this game, how impressed were you with his performance, seeing they only came up 8 points short and they lose Porzingis, who was ejected in the third?
Yeah, when Porzingis went down, I thought Dallas probably would fold quickly, but then I forgot that Don was on the floor, the youngest player in NBA history, just 19 years old, guys. Unbelievable the way he goes out there and plays the game at a high level and under control. You try to speed him up, that doesn't happen. You try to be physical with him, he understands now he has to play through the physicality. He had a little bump and bruise early in the game. He plays through that. I'm just impressed how he plays the angles, GP, how he can shoot the three. But once he realizes a mismatch in front of him, he understands attack the rim and get to the paint. How was you impressed with it, GP?
Well, you know what, 3D, I like him because he's patient and he's more mature than what people think he is. He takes the game in a slow pace and let it go where he wants it to go. And that's a very smart basketball player at a young age. And I give that all to when he's overseas, playing in the adult leagues and playing in leagues at an early age, at 14 and 15 years old. Then when he comes over here, he's already advanced. He doesn't have to learn anything. And he's big body. He's a big body, which can shoot the basketball and get to the rim and got great vision. Great vision. This kid is going to be special. At the end of his career, we're going to be 56, 67 years old, 3D, and we're going to be saying he set more records than anybody.
Luka's definitely been impressive. You spoke about what he did overseas. We saw what he did in Euroball over there, being the MVP a number of times and winning championships before he came to the Dallas Mavericks. Well, let's go to the other side, the LA Clippers. The first time that they've had everybody available, everybody healthy, Montrezl Harrell returning. He's in the lineup. He's able to play. However, you allow a Dallas team to stay in it. 3D, what does this say about this Clippers team who allowed the Mavs to stay in the game, missing one of their top players?
Well, just reminding everyone how deep they are and how they understand that when one guy's not playing well, you share the basketball and the next guy steps up. So Lou Williams made shots. You had Zubats, who had a double-double. So just once again, the Clippers are deep enough. You never really worry about them till the end of the game, and playoff P showed up.
Playoff P
and plus two, 3D, I'm not worried about the Clippers. Clippers are too deep, man. Porzingis, I don't think would have changed the game anymore and made them win a big game. I still think Kawhi and Paul George is great. You don't even see Lou Williams and them in. And Herrera has to get back in a great shape. He's been gone. You know what I'm saying? But they have too much of a deep team, man. When you could have one of the Morrison twins step up and get 19 points, and this team won games. It's all about wins. Not about how you get them, just get them and get to the play and get to the championship, and not think this team will be in the championship.
We're going to see what happens next. Again, these two teams right here were the only two teams that entered this game with 2 25-point scores per game since entering the bubble. Luka, KP, and then Paul George and the one and only fun guy. Speaking of all those, let's go ahead and show you the highlights, how it went down, just in case you missed it. There you see the fun guys I just mentioned. Kawhi Leonard, the reigning finals MVP. Luka making his playoff debut. GP, we're talking about this. Luka got off to a slow start, a career-high 5 turnovers early in this game. The Clippers defensively were on him.
Throws it up.
Well, that's what you see. We heard at the end of the game, what did Paul George say? They know they're not going to stop him, but all they want to do is make it difficult for him and beat on him. And you've seen at the end of the game, when he was walking away, he's hurt. He's feeling these bumps and bruises, and they're going to keep doing this to him. And this is what playoff basketball is about. You have to win 4 games in a 7-game series, and these guys are going to stay at it.
finished with 11 turnovers, not his best, but more from the Mavericks, who lit it up from downtown. 3Ds, I need your expert analysis on the 12 threes the Mavs knocked down.
Well, they get to their sweet spot, and they understand that's what the coaching staff wants. But when Luka, to GP's point, his great vision, when he attacks the defense, you got to have your hands ready. Luka finds you, you knock him down.
However, the Clippers still doing work. That is, Boardman, he gets paid. He plays at his own pace. Another kid from Cali, PG-13, in the lane, so smooth. Dallas, 3-point lead at halftime, and got a little heated again. This playoff intensity, 3D in the 90s would be different, but it's a different day today.
Yeah, in the 90s, it would be a little trash talking. We go shoot some free throws and keep it going. But now, things are a little tough. And for Porzingis, people have to understand, in case they didn't know, he got that little air punch early in the game to get his first technical. So that's why the second one, he had to go get an early shower.
Yes, he did. Finished with 14 in 20 minutes. LeBron not a fan of what happened in the game. Later on in the third, oh man, the fadeaway. Perfect. Kawhi. And then Sweet Lou. Lemon Pepper Lou. More Clippers. PG. Outside Jay working. Clippers back in control. But GP late in the game, Luka says, yo, I ain't quitting.
Yeah, especially he knows Beverly is on him and a smaller guy. He's bigger than him. He's just doing everybody like that. He did Kawhi like that. That's what I'm talking about with that big body. He can control himself, and he knows he has that big body.
Had the big body, but it wasn't enough to get the dub. Paul George with the dagger late in the game. His 4th as he finished with 27 as the Clippers. 8-point victors in Game 1 in the first round of the Western Conference. They get the victory, and Doc Rivers speaks after the game.
We're going to get started with Tomer. Guys. First half. What did you guys change about the defense?
We didn't help as much, I thought Marcus Morris, that was our biggest change. We basically put Marcus Morris on him, and he was phenomenal. So other than that, we just were a little more disciplined. But we really had an undisciplined game today on both ends, especially defensively with some of our helps. If I had to single out one guy, though, it would be Marcus Morris. I mean, defensively, he was phenomenal.
Thanks, Samir. Andrew, you're up next.
Yeah, Doc, what do you feel like was the steadying influence that helped you guys come back after Dallas runs off that 48-18 run? You guys are left staggering. What was the influence that kept you guys afloat?
We just stayed in it. I thought we got up so quick. Our guys, I guess they thought Dallas was just going to go away. And they're just too good offensively. And then from that point on, for Dallas to get the lead, we just made undisciplined play after undisciplined play defensively. And then I thought offensively, we started taking quick shots. We thought the game was going to be easy. And so it's probably a great lesson for us, Doesn't matter what the lead is or who you're playing. You're in the playoffs, it's going to be hard. I think our guys are going to understand that from this point forward.
You're up. Go ahead.
Hey, Doc, congratulations, your first playoff game with Kawhi and PG. What was it like watching them two go to work? It feels like they probably still could even take it to another level, right?
Yeah, I thought they were both very good. It was just a tough game to focus on when I was just looking at how we were playing defensively.
All right, Jovan, you're up.
To piggyback off of the Marcus question, what did you think of him offensively? It felt like this was the most comfortable he had looked all season.
He was solid. He was patient. I thought he was actually one of our more patient players tonight. He kind of just let the matchups happen. And when they did happen in his favor, he took advantage of it. I didn't think he forced anything. He just kind of let the game come to him. And I didn't think a lot of our guys did that tonight. I thought we were trying to force action instead of letting the game come to us.
Go ahead, Charlie.
All right. Hey, Doc. Obviously, Trez was still a little limited. You kind of telling him to run up and down the court. But just kind of from today's shoot around until tonight, what was it like having him back?
It was great. It's just tough because, you don't miss a month and then put a guy in a playoff game and expect anything miraculous. I thought he was solid overall. It's funny, I asked him how his win was. He said, my win is great. I just can't think out there right now. I haven't played. And he says, I keep running to the wrong spot. So I think that's probably from just not playing basketball.
Last question is from someone there in Orlando, Doc. Kyle, are you there?
Can you? Okay.
Are you still, as the series gets started, are you still sort of trying to figure out what the right rotation is for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have one right now because with all the minute limitations and guys coming in and out from injury, we just have a makeshift rotation, and it'll probably be that way for a couple more games until you feel like everybody's kind of got their legs under them.
We had a quick one on Luka. I think he set an NBA record for the highest scoring postseason debut, 40-something points.
Yeah.
I mean, his poise at such a young age.
Yeah, he's amazing. I mean, I actually didn't think I thought we guarded him pretty well. Forced him into a lot of tough shots, forced him into 11 turnovers. I thought what we did poorly and what shows his greatness is every time we made a mistake on the weak side or we pulled in when we shouldn't have, he found that guy and that guy made a shot. So I didn't mind his basket attacks. I didn't mind his threes. I mind our help so he can get the assists. I'll give up the points to him. I just don't want to give up the points and the assists, and I thought we allowed him to have both tonight. Thank you, everyone.
That was the head coach for the Clippers, Doc Rivers. Next, we'll hear from the head coach of the Dallas Mavericks and the history-making Luka Doncic. 42 points in his playoff debut. We'll get Rick's thoughts and more right here, Playoff Central Live.
To play at NBA.com/pick'em.
Kawhi Leonard against the Mavs this season has averaged 31-8. Tonight he responds with 29-12. And go ahead, throw in those 6 assists. The fun guy. We get to hear from him right now on Playoff Central Live.
Broke record, NBA Finals debut, 42 points.
NBA Finals. I mean, he's great. You know what I mean? He's very poised. You know, he's very trusted on that team. He could get to his spots, find his teammates, gets them easy baskets. He makes tough baskets as well, and you know, he's a great player.
Go ahead,
Kawhi, this was your first playoff game with PG and this group. What did you think of how you guys played, and what you guys can take it to the next level?
You know, I'm happy we got the win tonight. You know, still think we're trying to, you know, build our chemistry. Obviously, still enjoying this journey, and you know, we got a lot to build from. We're gonna look at the film and see what we can improve from.
We're going to take the next question from Taylor right there in Orlando with you.
Hey, Kawhi. So when it comes to mindset or preparation or anything that sticks out to you, what are the differences between regular season Kawhi Leonard and playoff Kawhi Leonard?
I mean, it's no difference. You know, I'm trying to, you know, just make sure we all on the same page pretty much. Just getting everybody ready, you know, to basically just have fun out there and play hard and just enjoy you know, what we're going through, and don't be in a rush. And, you know, that's my mindset, just try to get everybody on the same page as me, or just having everybody just thinking the same. And, you know, obviously we'll probably play more minutes in the playoffs, and, you know, that's pretty much it. You know, I'm taking every one possession at a time.
Thank you.
Andrew Grimes, your next.
With Trez playing his first game since March tonight, Doc obviously said he didn't expect the world from him considering his conditioning, but thought he played solid. What was your like to have him back with the team all day?
I mean, it's hard to judge. He didn't play too many minutes, but obviously he was himself mentally. Went out there talking, wanting to play, playing hard, wanting to win. And you know, he's still got to get his feet under him. You know what I mean? His timing. We all were able to play those preseason games and the 8 regular season games, and you know, that's what he's missing. So you know, as time goes on, he you know, he'll get back to himself.
Thanks, Kawhi. Last question from Farba. Go ahead.
Hey, Kawhi, what do you think changed in the beginning where you guys had that 16-point lead that quickly turned into a double-digit deficit? What changed there?
I think we just started making shots, and they made shots. You know, pretty much we just got to stay level-headed and just take it one possession at a time. You know, the Mavs are a tough team. They got a great coach over there as well, and they're not going to stop fighting. This is playoff basketball. You see leads like that all the time. So, you know, this is what it's about.
Great. Thanks so much, Kawhi.
That was Kawhi. Now we hear Kristaps Porzingis, who was ejected, finished the game with 14 points in 20 minutes. We go to the Unicorn.
Okay, yeah, we'll start with Brad, and then anybody in the room can raise their hand.
Did you think your ejection was warranted?
Say that again, sorry.
Did you think your ejection was warranted?
What does that mean, warranted?
Do you think you deserved to get the second technical foul?
No, of course not. Of course not. But I understand. We got into it a little bit, and I saw him getting into Luka's face, and I didn't like that. That's why I reacted. But yeah, that's a smart thing to do from their part. I just got to be smarter and control my emotions next time, especially on the first one. I understand the second one, but the first one, even though I felt like it was a clean block, they're probably going to call that tech for throwing a hand every time. So I just got to be smart and not let my emotions get the better of me.
And now Mark Medina, USA Today. Did the officials explain why the second technical?
No, I was already out. But you know, they probably called what, you know, they looked at the replay and they did what they were supposed to. Of course, it's unfortunate and game could have went in a different direction maybe, but it is what it is now. I can't go back and change it, and I gotta be, you know, it's weird because I went through all kinds of scenarios that will happen in a game, you know, how they were going to play us and the things I shouldn't do, or you know, or how I should react. But this was that one scenario I didn't really think through, that I might get a tech and then don't get the second tech, you know. So it's a weird situation, but I can guarantee this won't happen to me again.
Yeah, so going off that, you know, when it comes to playoff time, every single thing counts, right? And if you aren't in the game, people are thinking about, okay, maybe the outcome was different if Kristaps was in the game. How do you get over that? Thinking about maybe what your absence did.
Yeah, there's really not much to do there. You know, you can think about the possibilities, but it is what it is at this point. You know, we're already past this game, and we're gonna look at the mistakes we made and things we can do better for the second game, and our belief is still strong that we can beat these guys. You know, and that's it. If we didn't have that belief, we shouldn't be here anyway, you know. So that's our mindset going into the second game. Thanks.
When you described the second technical, you said they got in Luka's face and that was smart of them. Is that what you were talking about? What do you exactly mean by?
Yeah, just provoke us. You know, they provoked us, and especially me. I should have been smarter. I already had the technical, which I kind of didn't really have in my mind. I hadn't been in that situation really, you know, and that was smart of him to kind of grab Luka and then get into his face and get a reaction out of me. And yeah, they got what they were looking for basically, and that's it. You know, I just gotta learn from this and move forward.
Are they a team that's good at provoking?
Sorry?
Are they a team that's good at provoking?
Yeah, that's what they do. I mean, not their main guys, but some of the other guys are, you know, that's their job. Can't fall into that, you know. We got to be above that, and that's it. And these are the mistakes you almost have to go through to gain that experience, you know, and not to commit those mistakes maybe later on in your career.
Okay, Kristaps, we're gonna come over here to the Zoom. We'll do a couple in English. Saad, you can start.
Hey, KP, just curious, how did you feel about Luka's performance just overall? Obviously, both y'all's first playoff game, and Luka, set a record for most points in the playoff debut. What do you think of that?
Yeah, Luka was just being Luka out there. Made history again, but I know for him and for us, but especially for him, it doesn't really matter much if we don't get the win. So it was good to see him out there doing his thing, but we're looking forward to our next game and finishing the job.
Okay, next up is Mac Engel. This will be the last in England.
Kristaps, in your basketball career, have you ever been ejected from any game, back overseas, anywhere?
I'm not sure. I probably got ejected in New York. I can't remember now a specific game, but not in Europe. Definitely not. I think with the Knicks, I probably did get ejected, but yeah, I can't recall exactly how it happened.
Okay, next we'll go to Pedro Silva in Spanish. Thanks, KP.
Thank you.
Perfecto, buenas noches. ¿Qué nivel de responsabilidad sientes por la derrota de hoy basado en tu expulsión? Y también, ¿cómo ves las chances del equipo ya a raíz de este primer juego que tuvieron ante los Clippers?
Sí. Bueno, es doloroso, ¿no? Un partido que podría ir en diferente dirección y al final pues igual hemos tenido nuestras posibilidades de ganar el partido. Como he dicho, yo creo que ha sido buen partido para aprender y para no cometer ese error otra vez de tener dos técnicas. Pero bueno, así ha sido el partido, ha sido un partido con muchas emociones y va a ser un partido de aprendizaje para mí.
Okay, thanks, Luke. Kristaps, Luka's standing by.
KP has never been ejected, by the way, thanks to our excellent research staff. Thank you, Kevin. Moving on to the man of the hour, Luka.
Oh yeah, I mean, I knew like KP had my back, he did it for me, he did it for his teammate, he had my back, and not just me, the whole team appreciate that. I don't think it was fair to get him out of the game, especially in the playoffs, but they decided, so we had to play without him, which was tough.
Luka, I think 42 points or something, and then also 11 or 12 turnovers. What was it like? What was playing in your first playoff game like, and was it anything like you expected?
I mean, for me, every game is the same. It's gonna be every game. Guy's gonna be physical with me. I think I lost this game. I should never have like 11 turnovers. That's 11 with possession. Imagine that. So I think I lost this game. I gotta get way better than that for sure.
How would you compare this performance versus the other ones you've had?
What do you mean? Where?
Like, how does this performance compare to some of the other good games you've had?
Terrible. Like I said, I had 11 turnovers. Should have never had that much. I just want to win. But I'm really proud of this team. We fought till the end. We tried. I'm really proud.
Okay, one last one in the rumor day, then go ahead.
Doc Rivers just said he's okay with you scoring. He just wants to take away the points that come from your assists. Could you sense that that's their strategy, or what's your response to that?
I mean, it's hard. I'm used to play a lot of pick and roll with the drops or shows. I think everybody stays home. And the paint is open. And like I said, I have to do way better. Not losing the balls, and that's probably it.
Okay, Luka, we're going to do one in English and two in Spanish. Dan Wilkie, go ahead.
Luka, those first 4 minutes or so were pretty rough. In particular, how did you settle into the game? Did it ever feel like it was slipping away early? And I guess what happened to turn you guys around?
No, it was first quarter. You know, I never thought the game was over. You know, we just started bad. They were more physical. You know, they have more energy. But you know, next time it's not gonna happen. We gotta come out 100%, leave everything on the floor.
Okay, in Spanish, Manolo, go ahead.
Luka, felicidades con los 42 puntos. ¿Cómo te sientes con lo que fue tu actuación en el día de hoy? ¿Y qué tienen que hacer ustedes como equipo para quizás dejar la pelea un poco por lo que son los referees y quizás estar un poco más enfocado en lo que viene siendo el resto del juego?
Me da igual los puntos y lo que haga yo. Solo quiero ganar. Y bueno, hoy estuvimos cerca. Mi equipo, el Dallas ha hecho muchas cosas buenas. Nos hemos peleado. Y creo que podemos hacer daño en este playoff.
Okay, last one is Eugenio, Somos Mavs.
Hola Luka, a pesar de que iban perdiendo al principio y de que expulsaron a KP, ¿qué puntos buenos pueden agarrar de este primer juego para su segundo juego?
Creo que hay muchos puntos buenos. Como he dicho antes, hemos peleado como equipo. Cada jugador ha tenido la espalda de su compañero, pero bueno, hay más cosas que hemos hecho bien y mañana trabajaremos en
to help you discover what's been missing.
Bandit! Why did you run off?
Introducing the 2021 Telluride Nightfall Edition.
It's time to play basketball. Basketball? I can play basketball. I'm in. Let's do this.
Hello, I'm William Shatner, and you may not know this about me, but years ago, I was diagnosed with a sleep disorder. And like many
Day trips are better than daydreams. Experience the adventure of a bigger world in a highly capable Lexus SUV. Visit your local Lexus dealer in person or online for exceptional offers at the Golden Opportunity Sales event. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Game, and you can stay as connected as ever on the NBA app. You can feel right at home as you watch live games with new alternate streams. You can chat with friends and show off your skills by locking in your NBA pick and predictions. Sounds great, right? Any questions?
Download the NBA app today.
I think you might be muted.
Playoff Central Live go right to Paul George.
Hey PG, I just wanted to get your impressions on, Luka. He put up 42 tonight. Just what were your impressions out there on defense? Doc spoke about kind of defensive lapses. Was there anything in particular he was doing?
No, I think we just got to continue to just tighten up screws. Give credit where credit was due. He played great tonight, but we got to tighten up some things to make it tougher. I thought, as good as he played tonight, we could have limited some of the stuff, and that's what we got to work on.
Next, Nikki. Go ahead, Nikki.
Hey, Paul, we heard you say,
We lost it. Go ahead, Nikki.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Sure can.
Great. Hey, Paul, we heard you say, hey, Mom, hey, Dad, at the end of the game there when you were walking off the court. This was supposed to be your moment where you were playing for hometown crowds and, helping the Clippers win a championship. But now that you're doing it away, how do you use that hometown support to drive you and continue to push you through these games?
Well, this is something unique for me. It's been unique since the day I came to LA. I get a chance to play at home. I get a chance to win one. back at home. So you know, it's always been a real mindset, and always been a piece of the motivation. Is having that opportunity, and I always, every time I'm away from it, and I get a chance to you know, say hello to my parents, acknowledge my parents, and send love to my parents, I will do.
Thanks, Nikki. Over next, go ahead.
Hey, Paul, you and Kawhi obviously decided to come to LA to team up and play and come home to LA, and obviously you didn't get to play this playoff game at home, but what was your first playoff game like with Kawhi?
It was great. It was great. I think we both picked each other up. We both helped each other. You know, Kawhi is it's a reason he's been who he is in this league. He's an unbelievable leader. He picked us up on multiple occasions, and I've been the guy. I've been the guy on teams I've been on, and been co-partner or being the guy on teams I've been on. And I know how it is. I know how it is. And so, you know, I don't ever want to have him believe that the pressure is all on him. I want to be able to uplift him and help him, and vice versa.
Thanks, Jovan, you're up next.
Hey, PG, I wanted to know your first impressions of Marcus today, first playoff game, yes.
Marcus was great. Marcus was great. Marcus did a little bit of everything. I said it from day one. Him becoming a Clipper was one of the biggest pickups that we've had. You know, him and Reggie, you know, it just adds so much value to this team. But the way Marcus played tonight, being able to switch on multiple defenders and being able to score, rebounding, he just did a little bit of everything for us.
Miriam, you're up. Go ahead.
Okay, so let's see. Are you feeling all right after this one? Any shoulder issues or anything? And what'd you make of Trez's effort and the
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. This is just maintenance, but I'm great. This is not the same situation as last year, ice in the shoulder. But I thought it was great to have Trez here. His energy was felt. His presence was missed, and I thought he looked good. I thought he looked good for his first game in, I don't know, 2-3 weeks. He came together, and it was like he's been with us for, you know, that time that he was gone. It was just, he just came in and we just kept rolling. So shout out Trez.
Hey, PG, last question is going to come from Tamara. Go ahead.
Hey, Paul, congrats on the win. Just wondering, you guys have shown the ability to win multiple ways, whether it's great offense one night, great defense one night, or ride it out like tonight's game. What does it say about this team that you're able to win in so many different ways like this?
I think we just take pride in that word. That's just what it comes down to. We take pride in that word. We got a team that's willing to do anything and everything. You go down the list, and everybody is all in. So we put a huge emphasis on that word win, and we pride ourselves on that word win.
Thanks so much, PG. Have a good night.
Thank you, guys.
We were late for the party.
Paul George with 27. The Clippers now up on the Mavericks. Now we hear from head coach Rick Carlisle.
I thought there were many positives in this game. Our slow start was difficult, being down 10-0, but the fight back was great. We did great things to get a pretty good lead in the first half. And look, you know, it's a back and forth game. We got to take care of the ball better. We got to rebound a little bit better. And we got to get the ball in the hole more. Other than that, we did some good things. The thing that happened with KP, just unfortunate. You know, we just learned from it, and we got to understand this is part of the emotions of the playoffs. He's protecting his teammate on the second 10. You know, the right thing to do in the playoffs, but you know, the first one where it was an air punch, that's automatic. You know, they call one on him, they call one on George. So, you know, we'll avoid that in game 2, and we'll go from there.
Okay, we'll start with Saad on Zoom.
Hey, Rick. When you have a situation like what happened with Porzingis earlier, Luka seemed to be upset with the call at the end of the first half. How do you kind of get your guys to refocus in and just stay focused on the game?
Well, we talked about it a lot coming into the series, that emotions run high, and that when they do run high, we're going to have to diffuse and get things, back to level together. We're going to have to give each other energy, and we're going to have to give each other calm when necessary. Look, all things considered, we did a decent job with our emotions. I mean, there's a lot going on. The referees got a zillion things going on. It's an NBA game with thousands of events happening, and everybody's trying to do the best that they can.
Okay, Matt Engel, you're up.
Rick, did you think your defensive performance changed dramatically after Porzingis left this game, and ultimately is kind of the difference in why you weren't able to pull this one out?
Well, I haven't gotten a full analysis of it, but I can guarantee you that we're a better defensive team when he's on the floor. And so, look, we need him out there. We know it. He knows it. We'll learn from what happened. And look, we're here to win the series, and so we're really disappointed with this game and the result and the outcome. Look, it's also a game of an accumulation of events that are in our control. We got to do a better job with taking care of the ball. We got to rebound better. Those are possession stats, and they make a big difference in the game.
Okay, next up is Tim McMahon.
Rick, what did you think of Luka's performance and particularly how he responded after what was obviously a really rough start?
Look, he's a fighter. He's always going to battle. He will never get discouraged. And he's got a very positive attitude on the floor with his teammates. And so, look, he's been in so many games in his young career that he's seen everything. He's seen slow starts. He's seen situations where teams get off to great starts, and you can't get too high or too low. I love the fact that we didn't get too low when we were down 10-0 to start the game. We fought back, and actually we're up at the end of the first quarter. I mean, that's a real positive thing that we take from this game. But I thought his performance was spectacular. When you factor in everything and how often he's getting hit and fouled and held and everything else.
Okay, our last one on Zoom before we move to the room is Dan Wilkie.
Rick, before the game, you talked about physicality. I think you mentioned that in your in-game interview as well. How did your guys sort of react to the physicality of the game? Was it what you expected, and you anticipated to kind of continue at that level moving forwards?
It was as I expected. Very, very, very physical to start the game, and really physical throughout. There were a lot of fouls called. There were a lot of fouls committed. And look, this is the biggest difference between playoff basketball and regular season basketball. You've got multiple days of preparation. You got film study. And so by nature, teams will be much more familiar with one another. Therefore, it's going to be more physical.
Okay,
Okay, Brad, go ahead.
Brad and then Joe.
Well, I just want to ask you about how you guys stayed in the game, despite the adversity.
Look, same thing happened in the Houston game. I mean, we got put on our heels early in that game, and I believe we came back and tied the score at the end of the first quarter. I mean, look, the games are long. There's a lot going on, and look, if you're up, you got to keep playing. If you're down, you got to keep playing, and you got to adjust. The adjustment for us was our disposition needed to be stronger when we got down early. We did that. We responded and had a lead at the end of the first quarter, which was which was a very positive thing for us.
Okay, I had two, if you don't mind. The first is Luka, I think, had 11 turnovers. 11 or 12 is definitely a career high. Would you count those as emotion, first game playoff turnovers, or something else?
He's got the ball in his hands a lot. I would be willing to bet that some of those were fouls that were not called, which happens in an NBA playoff game. And look, his usage rate is so high that, you know, he's going to have a few more than most players. Look, we put a lot on him, and I'm going to look at the film. We're going to try to find ways to take a little bit off of his plate in terms of the number of touches and the number of times he has to go into a crowd of guys and get knocked on the floor.
And the other one, I'm not trying to get you fined, but on the first tech though, it was so fast. I mean, I don't even know, you know, if he threw his fist fine, but would you?
A fist punch in the air is an automatic technical. KP got one. Paul George got one. It's automatic. It's in the rule book. It's not even a discussion. And so, look, that's just part of this that we got to realize. And you know, now we know. You know, and we'll move forward and we'll be better for it. Is that it?
Thanks, Rick.